next session is on Supply Chain 4.0, Transform Warehouse in these changing times. What is the best way for you to transform warehouse? Let's get to know more as I welcome Mr. Bino George, Head of Business Consulting Infor India. Welcome, sir. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts.
Thank you. Good morning to all of you, ladies and gentlemen on the call. I believe you can see my screen. And welcome to this session, which is going to be a very interesting speak about how Infor sees supply chain and how we believe we can transform your warehouses. We all know about the impact of COVID, and any more we say about it is less. And here are some graphs about it. In China, there has been a drop in trade, exports, container movements. Here in the months that are there in Germany, Spain, on the screen that is below here, on Germany, Spain, Belgium, you will find all of them were having negative volumes with exports between Europe and US. Only Turkey had some trends that were going positive. Vietnam also, they saw a lot of order cancellation. So this is the real thing. Actually, look at it. This is not the first time that we are having disruptions for customers. So we've had disruptions in the past which are of very smaller scale compared to COVID, which engulfed the whole globe. We've had fires, we have had storms, we have had accidents, we have had strikes, and our solution has been able to actually identify and help dynamically reroute or actually compensate based on some other tracks that are of containers that are moving. That is where Black Swan events are not only for only the disruptions. You would have daily disruptions too. And all these has impacts on your customer service, your production uptimes, your cost of goods sold, your profitability, and of course, your share price or your market cap. A classic example I can see locally is one of the FMCG companies talking about how their products could be accessible or available. And they've done a stupendous jump in their profits or business turnover in these times here. So these kind of exceptions and positive and negative exceptions do happen. How do we handle it when it is global supply chain? And if you'll see, I'm going to be talking of one of our products called Infor Nexus. Visibility of products moving internationally. For any one of you on the call who are actually having challenges of visibility of delivering from multiple plants globally to multiple customers globally. There is a challenge of container tracking, shipment tracking at an item level, ocean, air, third party. Infor Nexus helps you do that. Again, putting up strategies which would be resilient, like auto collaboration with your suppliers, with your retailers, supplier factory scan and pack, and of course, network inventory control and control centers. These are all kind of, here I can show you, these are some of the screenshots of our application, which allows you to actually see global trade that is being conducted. So here is our solution, which allows you to actually manage your global supply chains in times of this state too, of, huge disruptions that we anticipate and we see. That was a brief on what Infor Nexus is. Now I will come to the topic that is the warehouse transformation. And we will look at Infor Cloud Suite WMS, warehouse management. We are all aware of it. Some of the challenges that we have from a disruption that we see in this business is omni-channel fulfillment. I don't need to give you any details there, but I just want to touch upon how we have long tails of fulfillment, because you would have all types of configurations coming in for delivery, and you would require to actually look at order profiles changing each order one from the other. Digital transformation, much said is less, because in these times when we are working from home and offices are distributed, digital transformation is that companies that have already done the digital transformation have an edge in fulfilling their supply chain requirements than the others. Of course, there is a rising fulfillment cost. We are not finding the truckers. We are not, because of bans, intercity travel bans. We are finding it difficult to have workforces because some of them are not there, seasonal. And now with the fact that there is a lot of migration back going to the rural parts of the country, we are also seeing an eternal integration requirement, OMS, order management system, transport management system, ERPs, integrating with your material handling equipments in the warehouse, all of these increasing integrations. And of course, the whole technology stack being a complex one. These are some of the challenges we have found our customers dealing with and we've providing solutions for in the warehouse management space. Here is the Cloud Suite WMS, where the software is hosted by Infor, and we actually help you do pretty much all of this here. And Gartner had to say a few good words about our cloud vision and our strategy as one of the strongest WMS providers in the world, because we are truly multi-tenant and on the cloud, providing software as a service, if I can say that, to our customers. So we are true cloud deployment, advanced warehouse management capabilities, inventory, labor, automation, and analytics, workflows, and alerts. This is the core of the application, if you look at it. We have warehouse management, labor management. For some of you who would be actually third-party logistics companies, we would want you to use your labor and charge it back to the customer that you're servicing. Billing and invoicing, efficiency of labors, your in-bay and the out-bay that you have, and how do you do the picking and ways of picking. So you'll see all these kind of attributes that we provide from a functionality perspective, things like kitting and value-added services. One of our customers, they actually provide a SKU in which they do the kitting of 1 + 1 free in the warehouse and fulfill their retail stores. Interleaving of your tasks, as one goes to place something or put away something, they also go and pick something else for another order. These kind of interleaving of tasks, task management, wave planning. Do you do different strategies that you have in your warehouse depending on the scope of your warehouse, depending on your customers, the different categories of equipment or materials that you handle? All these are reasons why you would have different strategies. Yard visibility for those who are having container movements and need yard visibility. These are kind of things we do with our warehouse management solution. Now, talking about the 4.0, this is something that I'm going to spend a little time in because this is the 4.0 piece. Here is a screen where it allows you to see our warehouse management with the item, image of the item, some more detail of the item, all that is available within the screen itself. Here are your mobile devices or handheld devices which allow you to do your activities within the warehouse, receiving, put away, pick up, and packing and shipping, dispatching. All of that can be done, including a cross-docking, all of that done on devices which are handheld devices like the ones you see here. And you have barcode printers that you have which are attached to the system. Here is where you get alerts. You get alerts on your dashboards or posts that allow you to follow orders and see fulfillment cycles that are happening. And these are your analytics of total weight shipped, total volumes, total quantity. So you will see that it is not just a software, but it allows you to transform your warehouse because of its integrations. Of course, I don't want to miss out on the WoCollect piece. We integrate with WoCollect, which is a software to voice, and the software actually instructs you, and the picking agent can actually use both their hands to pick the equipments than having a paper-driven way of doing things. Or you could have one wrist-based systems that you can drive with. So these are our integrations or transformation that we're doing with our software. Then it comes to labeling. These are the kind of labels we can work on, 2D labels, quite a lot of SSS compliant labels, which allow you to actually make it client ready and dispatch it for your customers. Container and package or pallet labels, so multiple layers of labels that are there. And these are the kind of devices we work with. We can do wave pick labels, post pick labels, inner outer labels, UCC labels. All of these are standard capabilities available and supported by our software. Again, from a transformation perspective, you can get alerts which are of different types. This is a classic alert that you get on a dashboard. You get an alert saying in warehouse 6, there is a receipt hold alert for something that came in because of some problem or damage, and you're assigning it to someone to take care of it. While you do that, you can also see that on your dashboards, on your handheld devices, or on your iWatch, which allows you to see the alert that Infor Mobile will send out onto the iWatch. So these are our alerts, attachments, documents that you can actually see on the warehouse management solution. Something that is really good and visible, a bird's eye view of our warehouse. You can actually configure to see colors as to if something is less than 30% full, something which is tending to be more than 60% full, some alleys or rows, and some that are blocked away from being used for any stacking or storing. These kind of configurations and visual warehouse can be available within the software for analysis and status and managing your travel paths. So these are kind of capabilities available within the visual warehouse. Labor management, very quickly touching on labor management, we can lay out labor standards. You can have multiple shifts. You can have multiple people working on shifts. Sometimes somebody in the second shift doesn't come and they drive a certain equipment within the warehouse. You could request one of the shift one persons to stay back and they could be computed and given something more as a compensation for doing 2 consecutive shifts. Workload planning, volume planning, facilities for your facilitating the scheduling of your workers, the different skills that they have, their time reporting, which is RF or manual, and of course their payroll interface, giving based on the kind of utilizations that we are able to drive. And here are dashboards which allow you to see your top 10 performance as in people and your labor effectiveness and what is kind of distribution of load that you see based on how many of your workforce utilized and how they are utilized. So here again are some screenshots which allow you to schedule based on the different activities in the warehouse, what are the kind of roles that they do and what zones or docks that they are supposed to be manning. Something again very exhaustive from a labor management system. One thing that would come up you would wonder, why would we use a warehouse management? If any one of you on the call wonder, why do we want to use a warehouse management when ERPs have something or things like that? I just want to give you a graph here to make you understand that. The gray line is what an ERP classically gives us functionality from a warehouse management or a legacy WMS gives. What Infor WMS gives you is inventory tracking. You get RF support, you get in-out appointments and trailer management, multiple receiving methods are supported, allocations done, wave planning done. So you will see that from here, there is a serious departure on what we support. Labor planning, space optimizations within your warehouse. You could have bulk areas, you could have pick areas. All of those kind of things are handled. And there is a huge value we give. So most of our customers are using Infor ERPs or non-Infor ERPs, and we are using our WMS to fulfill and give them these benefits. Optimizing pick, pack, and put away, fulfilling the cost, bin inventory accuracy, labor utilization, fulfilling the just-in-time requirements that are there so that we are able to give more efficiencies, driving more efficiencies into your warehouse. 2 case studies that I have as I wind up my piece of the presentation and discussion. One is an FMCG, F&B company manufacturer. They have 14 production plants across the world, 33 countries they operate in, 80% reduction after putting the WMS in. They found an 80% reduction in returns and claims because you're able to do your dispatch, pick, pack with 90, 95, 99% accuracy for our customers. You see here, 99.5% reliability. You don't guess what stock is lying and what type of stock, what SKU is lying within your warehouse. You have a clear idea of that once it hits your DCs or your central DC or your RDCs, regional DCs, and you will get clear accuracy of what lies in your stock and what is available for dispatch. Again, increasing 30% productivity for the labor that is managing. Second one is for a third-party logistic provider. They were servicing 2,500 stores in India, and they are present in 145 cities. They use very sophisticated material sorters, put-to-light systems, and they have 99.9% accuracy. Improvement of shelf management has been 15% improvement from when they deployed WMS. Increase in productivity has been measured at 22%, and 18% level 4 warehouses, 18 level 4 warehouses they're handling. So they are handling huge distributed supply chain, third-party logistics for their customers. They are handling some of our very big brands that you would know about in India, and they have been able to get great experiences from here. Finally, I want to stop and make the whole team on the call think about this, that when you go with the cloud suite warehouse management, it is pretty much a last upgrade. You are not worried about upgrade. It's like Gmail on the Google Mail that you have. You never have to install an upgrade. You are always told of a new upgrade, and you use it. Thank you very much. I'm more than happy to take questions. I'm done with my presentation, and over to you, Isha.
Thank you so very much, Mr. George, for joining in. And we shall be emailing you the questions. For now, I'd like to thank you, and thank you so very much for sharing in. And our delegates are more than welcome to connect with sir on a personal level and take things forward.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
Wishing
much.
you a fantastic day ahead.
Stay safe. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Wishing you the same, sir.